Another boring day on YouTube. Let's see what's new. Ooh, MechWarrior 5 gameplay footage. Huh, alright, awesome. Let's check it out and see what it's like. Oh god. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Oh boy. We finally got some MechWarrior 5 gameplay footage, and where do I begin? I guess I'll start by getting some things out of the way and going over the basics. It's been about a year since MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries announcement in December 2016, when they released a sort of scripted teaser trailer, which Red Sail and I did a breakdown / analysis video on as well. I'll link that in the description if you want to check that out, but this video is not going to be like that video. We did that as a sort of unscripted podcast style, going over everything we could in that video. It ended up being really long, probably too long, but for the most part the general consensus seemed to agree we knew what we were talking about. Spoiler alert, we're full of shit. And in this video, I'll be full of shit too. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that I'm a pretentious asshole who's been playing MechWarrior for a very long time. Started with MechWarrior 2 when I was 5 years old. I've played every sequential MechWarrior game since, and I know personally what I want to see out of a MechWarrior game. So I'm probably going to be a bit biased here, even if I try to look at things subjectively, which I will, but for the most part, I'll be shooting opinions out me arse. I think we're also well aware of PGI's track record and my own experience with them since closed beta MechWarrior Online, so let's just skip over all that and jump right into this thing.
Got him!
So I'm not going to go crazy in depth here analyzing every little thing because, like I said, the last video was more for that. But rather, I'm going to focus solely on the gameplay since it's the gameplay video and the changes we can see between the original teaser trailer and this new gameplay footage. We'll try to rapid review fire the shit. Now, there are actually some things I like, dislike, and am sort of in between. But overall, I feel generally there's more things I don't like, and I know because this is a super Hame alpha version, every single thing is subject to change here, but I'm gonna go through these in no real order, just the order that they appear. So first thing, the HUD. For me, this is a big dislike, and the HUD was something we talked about in the previous analysis video. Here in the gameplay footage, they seem to have gone with this like puke green color now, versus the orange they had originally, and the layout has changed too. It reminds me of, what was that game? Oh yeah, MechWarrior Online. This actually pisses me off because the HUD layout originally I really liked from the teaser trailer. I thought this looked very neat, and the coolest thing about this HUD was that instead of the weapons bar to show all your weapons, they did it in a way where your weapons were spread out along your heads-up display, positioned in a way that represented where they actually were on your mech. Like, dude, that's fucking cool. That's an original idea. PGI had an original idea, guys. One that I really liked. This hasn't been done in a MechWarrior game before. It was original and creative, and I actually really liked it. And now they've just totally scrapped it for the same boring HUD and layout that MechWarrior Online has. I don't get it. I'm hoping for some HUD customization options, at least being able to change the color, if not rearrange everything completely, which would be awesome, but you know, who knows, we'll have to wait and see. Next up, the bobbing. Now, I saw a lot of people complaining about this already in the comments of the video, because it seems rather overkill for sure, but I think that's mostly to whoever this god-awful pilot is, spazzing around like a spaz. I mean, seriously, look at this guy. He doesn't focus on anything for more than 1 damn second at a time. Chill the fuck out, dude. But anyway, this bobbing in this, well, is one of the in-betweens for me. I like and dislike this. I already talked about it in the last video about how I feel we should have this sort of bobbing. It should move our crosshair around. It adds a real sense of immersion when we're walking in our mech, like your pilot is being rocked by this massive machine you're inside with every single step. This is something both MechWarrior 2 and 3 did, and accomplished very well. And in latter games like MechWarrior 4 and MechWarrior Online, this feature is completely missing, and your pilot literally just floats perfectly still with your mech moving around you, not affecting you or your aim or anything. And it's really off-putting, at least to me. So I'm glad to see they're going with this more simulator feel in this game and adding the pilot bobbing. However, it is pretty greatly exaggerated here, even when whoever is playing this demo isn't spazzing out like a tard. In MechWarrior 3, it's less of a bob up and down and more of a sway side to side, and I think that has a great deal to do with the way MechWarrior 3 did its animations. They're much slower, these huge machines taking big steps, making it have a much better sense of scale than, say, something like MechWarrior Online, where the walking animations are so abnormally quick for what the size of mechs are supposed to be. Sense of scale is nearly all but lost, and you feel more human-sized in a sort of scaled-down playground. Take a note, PGI, from your predecessors here. Both MechWarrior 2 and 3 nailed this extremely well. Two MechWarrior games that I think it's safe to say most people would agree are the greatest MechWarrior games we've ever had, with slower animations and a more subtle pilot bob/sway that adds a real sense of immersion and scale. Okay, what else do we have here? Oh look, the AI is fucking terrible. Oh, let's see, we have MechWarrior 3 tank physics, helicopters that apparently can fly upside down on the ground, and mechs that simply don't know how to maneuver around a small obstacle. Jesus Christ. I know this is a gameplay demo they're putting together for MechCon this year, so I'm fairly certain the AI is super basic right now, and most if not all of these issues will be fixed in time for the full release. I fucking hope. But it was still something that needed pointing out, especially when whoever is piloting in this demo feels the need to try and hide all these bugs as quick as possible. Oh, is that a tank flipping over? Better look away. Oh, a helicopter upside down on the ground? Shit, don't look at that. Don't let them see how shitty our game is in its current state. Atlas stuck behind a tiny ass pillar? Well, fuck, I'm just gonna go this way instead and stop looking at that before people realize our AI sucks donkey dick. Like, PGI, can you be any less transparent? What the hell? It's no wonder this pilot can't look at anything for more than 50 milliseconds at a time. There's probably a ton more broken shit we never got to see. I mean, we get it, PGI, it's an alpha demo. We ain't no dumb, okay? We'll understand. Christ. And by the time MechCon happens, which will probably be over by the time this video even comes out, people at MechCon will have gotten to play this very demo and see all your shitty mech shit anyway. So why you decided to try and hide it in this video is beyond me, but whatever. Moving on, speaking of hiding shit, our next topic for opinionating on is destructible environments. Now, I like this, I do, if we could see any of it thanks to this spazzing out pilot who doesn't want to sit still for 2 fucking seconds. From what I'm able to gather though, it looks like nearly everything minus the terrain itself is destructible. We see entire sections of buildings crumbling apart, and that's really cool. And admittedly, this first scene where there's a catapult coming up and zoom in and then this motherfucker just stomps over this wall and obliterates it was pretty fucking cool to watch. So good on you, PGI, you actually made me feel like this is a proper mech game briefly. It's a start for sure. Flags burn up, which the person playing showed off, shooting it with lasers, and it catches fire. We can see when he runs into some buildings, the glass shatters and the building deforms. And it looks like if it takes enough damage, it will collapse that section of the building. I am all for destructible environments, but I just have one slight issue with this, is that it's, well, a little bit too planned, like it's on a grid or something, you know what I mean? Like he runs into this part of the building, but this entire section shatters and deforms. Well, less deforming and more just snapping to a new model. I like to see more accurate damaging and destruction. Let lasers scorch the sides of buildings, AC cannons leaving gaping holes in the walls, missiles shredding a building apart. Like, you're using Unreal Engine 4 now, guys. You can absolutely go all out with this stuff. And it's really just a matter of how much time you decide to put into this. Make it bigger, better, badder, and we'll love you for it. What we have here is a great start for sure. I was actually rather impressed when I first saw it, but it could also be much better at the same time. Destructible environments isn't something we've really seen a great deal of in mech games before, minus some very obvious model swapping, so you guys should really go all out with this. But even in MechWarrior 3, we did at least have terrain deformation when missiles hit the ground, so take a note from a game that came out 18 damn years ago, and do better. I think that about covers the major stuff I wanted to talk about. Sound design is meh. It kind of all sounds the same to me and nothing really too distinct or cool, so that certainly needs improvements. Like, for example, if I turn off the video but keep the sound on, can you listen and tell me exactly what's going on here? Yeah, no, I didn't think so. Lasers look weak as fuck. I like how the texture itself looks more like an actual laser instead of a lightsaber, but it looks like a damn laser pointer. We need beefy lasers, please, thanks. I'm sure I missed some stuff too, but I'm not gonna fret about it. I'm sure a lot is gonna be changed between now and the release. Plus, I still stand by what I said in the last video. If PGI royally fucks up, we'll always have mods. And since this is gonna be a single player game in Unreal Engine 4, theoretically, that'll be easy enough to do. We'll see. I want more than anything for MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries to succeed and be fantastic. I still stand by what I said in the previous video about being cautiously optimistic. It's been a long time since we've had a proper single-player MechWarrior game, let alone being made in Unreal Engine 4 of all things, which is amazing on its own, and not something I thought I'd see for a while. Now, whether it's going to be good or not remains to be seen.